Hello there, Commonwealth from me. As we move on to Tokyo's Grezzo's Rifts, let's make one thing clear. Kyoto Zelda Teams Tears of the Kingdom is an awesome game, though the new territories above and below Hyrule could have been more varied. Not only that, it looks like the Zelda concept art team, sharing their work in Masterworks, do agree to that notion, and then some. So be sure to leave a like, subscribe and press the notification bell, and let's get into the Zelda we didn't get. The surface before Link and Zelda's descent beneath Hyrule Castle, namely the biggest scrapped idea, at least when it comes to memories. Or perhaps even a bigger opening that recalled some of the post-calamity to gloom events. As page 366 of Masterworks shares this beautiful concept art, the festival of the victorious champions. The central square of an under construction castle town in the process of rebirth, in the middle of celebrating the champions by wearing their own variations of the royal blue, the material granted by King Rome and crafted by Princess Zelda, as we remember from the final memory of the champions' ballad. There it was in their moment of appointment and immediate reaction afterwards. Here, however, it would have been a commemoration of Link's and the prince's triumph over the great calamity, along with remembering the 4 champions who gave their life and their spirits greatly assisted Link in his fight against Calamity Ganon. As we remember in the post-credit true ending of Breath of the Wild, Zelda returned to wearing her research blue. Having the current generation of Hylian, Sheikah, Zora, Rito, Gorons and Gerudo in Hyrule's reclaimed capital would have been a scene to behold in Tears of the Kingdom, or Tears of the Dragon as they for a long time wanted to call this game. But if we look closer at this concept, we see that it implies a far more interesting vision, a proper reconstructed central square of Castletown. You know, like in the case of the ruined old town of Warsaw, where the main market square was reconstructed over a period of 5 years. And how much time has passed between Breath and Tears? Over 5 years. And from this masterpiece of art, we can see traditional Hylian buildings to the left and right of the celebrating crowd and towers of the central square as seen prior to the calamity in Breath of the Wild Masterworks plus an Age of Calamity. Restoring the capital, the first location to fall 100 plus years prior, and a festival commemorating why this miracle was made possible. Plus something that would have been in line with Zelda's ambition to restore her kingdom in the true ending of Breath of the Wild, bringing it even beyond. Or what we could have had instead of a dead castle town in Tears of the Kingdom, and a lookout landing that certainly isn't a replacement. In this setup, the Royal Emergency Shelter and Hidden Passageway could still have served the same function as both are underground. Same with Purah's launch tower above ground. We'll get back to the surface, but just like Link of the opening, let's head up into the sky. Since I think we can all agree that the Sky Islands are the best new inclusion in the game. And though its golden appearance is awesome, I wish we had some visual variety beyond the Sky Island path to the dungeons. Add to that having an island after the great that could top it. Well, Masterworks does provide a taste of what it could have had with more and different kinds of islands. The first example, which we went over before the publication, shows just how much more intricate this layer could have been. Instead of just walls, we could have actually had entire urban cores, carved out settlements with a view to the surface below, filled with proper housing and a number of structures above. I mean, the sky had room for far more landmasses, and the Zelda team even planned so. Next, we have literally Sky Maya, and I absolutely love it. Mysterious, overgrown, but most of all, intact. It isn't all that different, but this visual presentation strikes me more as it feels unique. Speaking of being alive, nothing beats greenery, all while combined with this intricate tower. Yes, this might be an early concept of the water temple, but still, we could have seen so much more variety. And don't get me started on this sky sunset, a scene taken out from the faked or mirrored Lempoyang Temple Instagram images, or even the final boss venue against the mice, or the bringer of the mice if you prefer in Skyward Sword. We definitely could have had larger islands, as the concept art next to it illustrates. This really fits closer to those concept arts that Ganon Doodles made back in 2021. Or the first Sky teaser from E3 2021 for that matter. entire sections of Hyrule, high in the sky, controlled partially by Ganondorf and guarded not only by soldier constructs, but also regular monsters. Though this is just the beginning, since what is this landscape taken straight out of the Xenoblade Chronicles series? A massive territory with dramatic landscapes that stretches out into the horizon, filled with water. Could this have been the original concept for non-lava filled Eldin? Filled with hot springs, marking for a spectacular and far more interesting setting than the emptiness outside the new caves of the province. It might very well be, though it could also be in Lanayru, or even an entirely new territory out in the sea. Right below it, we definitely have a drier setting, which could be the concept of an entire complex, possibly on the surface, but also on the ground. We'll soon get to the depths, but first let's get over a few more unrealized alterations of our surface adventure. Since right next to that art we see Link with the paraglider about to enter a Zonai complex that definitely did not make it into the game. The same could be said about this denser jungle entrance in the Faron province, though I do believe it is the early concept of the dragon set part of the main quest in Dracosa River and Lake. To the lower left we have a different vision of the surface caves, or perhaps the depths, with the all too familiar eyes of the gloom spawns, or miasma, the original terminology in Japanese. Before we go down into the depths, one quick detour into the expanded Forgotten Temple or Hidden Temple of the Secret Stones, a location which had Rauru accompanying Link on page 288, hinting that Rauru might have been planned as Link's companion instead of dissolving at the exit of Great Sky Island's Temple of Time and not showing up again until the defeat of Ganondorf and the Demon Dragon. Overall, it appears that the involvement of the last Zonai was severely downgraded for the final game, where we potentially could have had both Rauru through the arm and Minoru through the Purapad as our companions, beginning their guidance from the moment Link opened that final door of Great Sky Island. But I digress. In the end, both were replaced by Impa and a hunt with her after the Dragon Tears. Tears of the Dragon, nearly the title of the game itself, and this game's distant past memory questline. Speaking of the bottom quarter of page 362, it illustrates how different the distant past kingdom could have been. How do we know this? As that is the Silent Princess and the silhouette of Zelda upon the selection of a final shorter hairstyle. But let's get back to present times, since the quest with Impa could have been more intricate, involving abseiling into the new caves as illustrated by this art piece, in a similar fashion to how we early on in the game went into the central depths with Robbie, down to the Yomi no Kuni, tree-filled land of the unsummoned to the heavens dead, the lair of the lingering spirits, or Pose, turning it into a mirrored dark world of Hyrule that was simply too big for its own good. But the depths didn't have to end up this way, since the original concepts aim for a brighter and far more filled with color layer. That is to say, beyond the glowing volcanic depths of Eldin and northwestern parts of Hebra with its lava falls. Why do I say this? As page 324 and 325 of Masterworks presents us with far more whimsical blue depths filled with grand landscapes and abandoned colossal constructs and Zonai structures. We're almost done, but to understand what we didn't get, we have to go over the final page of Concepts 367. Indicating that the true main theme of Tears of the Kingdom was all along succession. Sidon accepting the Zora crown from his father, Paya becoming the new chief of Kakariko, and the Sheikah, Yunobo through his business leading the Gorons to prosperity, and Riju living up to her responsibility as Gerudo chieftain. In the game itself, we naturally also had Link inheriting the mission and hand of Rauru, and Teba as the new Rito chieftain, and his son Tullin taking his place as the new Rito sage. Last after the final battle, we have the recalled Zelda, resurrecting the fallen kingdom of her father, and in the true ending cutscene, the Factopura and the Sheikah succeeding Minoru and the Zona. Tears of the Kingdom, as we know, is great, but could have been better as presented through Masterworks and unrealized potential. But what do you think of the Zelda team's original ideas of more Sky Islands, a reconstructed Castletown Central Square, and far more interesting concepts? Sound off in the comment section down below. If you haven't already, then be sure to leave a like, subscribe and press the notification bell, as far more Zelda videos are on the way. Last but not least, a big thanks to you for watching and to all our patreon.com/commonrealm patrons. Special shoutouts go to rower producers Zach Johnson and JC Funk, and heroes Holly Wolf, Cheryl and Garrett Hoy. You rock, and please enjoy one or both of these two awesome videos.